We discussed question 4 of A-Level Mathematics Paper 5, Probability and Statistics 1, in May or June of year 2020. In a music competition, there are 8 pianists, 4 guitarists, and 6 violinists. So over here, let's just denote the pianist by P, guitarist by G, and a violinist by V. We have 8P, 4G, and 6V here. 7 of these will be selected to go through to the final. From all these, we need to choose 7. How many different selections of 7 finalists can be made if you must have at least 2P? So your P must be greater than or equals to 2. And then you must have at least 1 G. G must be greater than or equals to 1. And more V than G. So V must be greater than G. The selections that you make must satisfy all these conditions. So we are going to fix P here. If P is greater than or equals to 2, what we are going to do is we set 2P. And then G, there is 1G, so you have 2P, 1G. In total, there are 3, and we need to choose 4. So we must have 4V. That is one valid selection. Or you could increase the number of G. So P is fixed at 2. If you have 2G, there are 4 here, and you must have 3V. So let's try. If we increase the number of G further, we have 2P, 3G, and there are 5, so that means you have 2V. But V must be greater than G, so that is not a valid selection. It doesn't satisfy the condition. We are done with 2P. We increase the number of P to 3. We have 3P now. Then you have 1G. 4 of them, so you must have 3V. So the number of V is greater than the number of G. This is fine. So now we increase the number of G. We have 3P, 2G here, and then there are 5, and you should have 2V. That makes 7. But the number of V must be greater than the number of G. So this is not a valid selection. Then we increase the number of P to 4. So we have 4P, 1G, 5 of them. That means we must have 2V. And that would be the last of the valid selection. The rest will not satisfy the third condition, where the number of V is greater than the number of G. Okay, these are all the possibilities that we have. The first case here, you have 2P, 1G, 4V. You need to choose 2P out of 8. So that is 8 choose 2. And then you need to choose 1G out of 4. We have 4C1. And 4V out of 6, we have 6C4. All is associated with plus, we just add. 2P, that is 8C2, 2G out of 4, 4C2, 3V out of 6, 6C3. And then we also have 3P, so from 8C3, G is 4C1, then we have 6C3. And then we have 8C4, 4C1, and 6C2. So that's first part here. You can compute this with your calculator. We get 1680. The second part is 3360. The third part, we have 4480. And the last, we have 4200. So when we add all of this, we have 13,720. That will give you the number of selections of 7 finalists.